Everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel of David Day. I'm going to talk to you guys today. What is the highest altitude can a plane go to? And we're talking about the short haul and long haul, and the mid haul. And we're talking about how high they can actually go to. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, please hit the like button and please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you very much and enjoy the video. Thank you. Now, it really depends on the operational ceiling. So, for instance, some of the prop type of aircrafts, they tend to maximise a total of 25,000 feet maximum, whereas other airlines, such as the Boeing 737-700 or 737-800, they can go up to 41,000 feet. And also, it's very dependent on the weight itself. If an aircraft has almost the maximum amount of weight that it can use in order to fly, it will typically go higher than a lighter weight aircraft. The actual height itself could be lower than the operational ceiling that could be applicable at that height. Sorry, I meant at that weight. Now, most typical carriers are limited to a height of 45,000 feet. And there are also some carriers which are limited to a total of 51,000 feet. Private jets typically tend to go higher than the commercial jets, and they tend to go higher because they can get the most direct route possible above all the commercial traffic, so therefore the skies are clearer and it's better to fly, just so there's not any air traffic control restrictions, which will mean delays will be less known. Now guys, let's talk about how high can a light aircraft go. For instance, the Cessna 172 can go about 13,000 to 15,000 feet, and this is also dependent on which model of the 172 Cessna. Now guys, military jets tend to go higher than commercial airlines jets. Like I said earlier, a jet can go up to typically 51,000 feet maximum, although military jets can actually go higher dependent on what design they have. And basically, with commercial, they tend to go much lower than military, just so the skies once again can be more clearer, and also because military jets are better designed for that type of thing. Obviously, with commercial airline jets, they want to be as safe as possible. The higher you go on a commercial airlines jet, even though you do get to your destination faster, but unfortunately, though, because of depressurization, it would be very hard. It would be much more harder to survive for longer, just in case your cabin was depressurized without an oxygen mask. So it's very important that commercial jets stay in the zone and not go too high, and only go to the limit if it's completely necessary. And obviously, if you're in a commercial jet, you want to think about your safety more than anything else, because in the military, obviously, you haven't got as many people on the actual plane, and with commercial, you've got many passengers at stake, and if it's just the pilots flying, they obviously know how to deal with this type of situation very quickly. So, once again, for commercial, it's not really, the planes aren't necessarily built to go as high as military jets go, because military jets obviously are meant for more type of stun type of things, and they're also meant to deal with many more situations as they are in the military. Now guys, it can also depend on your engines as well. For instance, if you had an aircraft like the Boeing 737-800 aircraft that had two engines on it, it wouldn't be able to fly as high as a 747-700, let's say. It wouldn't be able to go as high because the 747 does have four engines. The Boeing 737 has two engines, so it will not be able to go as high. And basically also the fact that the 747 can go up to much higher speed as well, compared to the Boeing 737. Okay guys, let's have a quick conclusion of this video. So light aircrafts, such as the Cessna 172, can go as high as 13,000 feet to 15,000 feet. Although it does depend obviously on the actual model of the 172. And basically, the Cessna, obviously, it isn't really built to go as high as other type of jets, such as the 737-800. So, light aircraft can go typically up to 15,000 feet if it's the right model. A mid-range sort of aircraft would probably go up to a maximum of 41,000 feet, although it could go to a maximum of 45,000 feet if they've really pushed it that much. Obviously, it does depend on the safety regulations as well. Every airline is different, so it's hard to say how high an airline can fly to. But we know that 41,000 feet or 45,000 feet is the ceiling. Now, with the long-haul range type of planes, they can go up to potentially 51,000 feet, but they, like I say, can go probably up to about 45,000 feet. And with the military jets, they tend to go up to 51,000 feet easily. They can actually go above that height if necessary, and they're basically going higher because of the fact that they want to have the sky to be clearer, so there won't be any air traffic control delays. Which is why you would see at a US military base, or not a US military base, you would see at any military base, you will see that there is no commercial jets there. There are obviously military jets, that's what it's meant for, and they're also away from the commercial airports. So that means that they can get to a higher altitude quicker, and that means that there won't be any air traffic control restrictions, so every plane can function as usual. So there won't be any issues there. And guys, my last point is, it is also dependent on the weight of the aircraft itself. If the aircraft has a very high amount of weight, or near the maximum amount of weight, it will go much higher compared to the same type of aircraft with a very light amount of weight, because the light aircraft will have to go at a lower altitude. And yes, that's also why the lighter types of aircraft as well, like the Cessna 172, have to go at a much lower altitude compared to the more heavier aircraft such as the Boeing 747 or the Boeing 737. And also, it's also very dependent on the engines as well. It's dependent on how many engines the plane actually has. There are some planes that have 3 engines as well, and there's planes that got 2 engines, 4 engines, and potentially even 6 engines as well. And yes, so it's very dependent on the engine. So obviously, if you had 4 engines, you could probably have to go higher compared to an aircraft with 2 engines on it, because it's got more power, and also the fact that it can go faster. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. If you have, please press the like button, please hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on when you're notified for when a future video comes out. I am going to Canary Islands soon, which means there's going to be a trip report for that, so stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!